This is David Hyatt, and I have with me today NADA's Chief Economist Paul Taylor and the Executive Analyst with the Nader Used Car Guide, Jonathan Banks. Paul, Jonathan, welcome. We're going to be talking about the automotive market today, auto sales in February, and rising gas prices and their effect on the market. Paul, let's start with you. What was selling in February?
Well, almost everything as Americans got back to work and bought work trucks and vans, and also quite a few sedans. What we find is small cars were up about 26%, while luxury cars were up fully 30%. So it was a good, strong month that represented the strength in the economy, the strength in the stock market, which affects luxury cars, and the strength in the working economy, which drove the demand for commercial vehicles.
This sounds like pretty strong sales. Do you expect this to continue?
Well, some of it was pushed over from January by weather, but it's a sign that the month is going about like we expected. The SAAR was running a little ahead of our projected 12.9 million units. So even if we get a little slowdown after the push from sales into February from January, I believe we'll still make what we're expecting.
What about rising gas prices? What effect are they having on auto sales?
Well, they've pushed over $3.50 per gallon here in the Washington market. So we're expecting to start to see some increase in the demand for small cars. But we did not see that in the last 3 months, and gasoline prices have been moving up gradually over the last 9 months. What's happening now is they're being pushed up fairly rapidly by the unsettled nature of world oil markets currently with the difficulties in the Middle East. So that's going to focus consumers' attention on small cars. And an interesting thing is we're starting off with an adequate supply of small cars. There are only 32 days of Prius when we should have at least 50. So given that the Prius is 75% or so of the entire hybrid market, we're not in a very good inventory position to start a strong run on hybrid cars. That happened during the summer of 2008. It's not in the cards for the next couple of months because we simply don't have the inventory.
Let's talk about used cars for a second. What effect are rising gas prices having with the used car market?
Well, as Paul talked about the gradual increase in gas prices, what we've actually seen in the used car side is that the small cars, during the time of the gradual increases, small cars and even mid-sized cars have outperformed the price performance of truck-based SUVs, full-size SUVs, and to some extent full-size trucks. So we have seen some impact in the price performance of the vehicles. Now that being said, full-size SUVs, trucks, and CUVs have been having a huge run-up. So it's really a slowdown from a big run-up that they were having before. During the past week, we really haven't seen anything incredible happen yet. But as Paul was saying, gas prices here have reached above $3.50, which some people call that a threshold. Is it a threshold now? Who knows? Consumers have already absorbed a $3.50 a gallon in their budget before, so is it going to be a shock again? I don't know, but I do know that if they get above $3.50 and start to breach $4, we're definitely going to see some kind of impact in the used market on the less fuel efficient vehicles, because at that point in time consumers might start making a long-term budget decision by switching vehicles like they did during the summer of 2008.
How does the used car guide adjust its values in this kind of a market?
Well, traditionally at this time of year, prices always increase with the spring market. So under normal circumstances, without any sort of fuel concerns, you would probably see most of the segments all increasing compared to what we saw in January and February. This time, because of the fact that I'm with Paul that fuel prices are only going to go up, Where are they going to peak? I don't know, but $4.50 a gallon could be a realistic number. But regardless, even if it goes above $3.50, we make marginal adjustments, meaning that we're going to make adjustments to the prices based on every 10-cent increment that we think gas prices are going to go up. Right now, our assumption is that in April, we're probably going to be looking at 20 to 30 cent increase in gas prices. What that means is for full-size SUVs and the less fuel-efficient mid-size SUVs like your Explorers and your Grand Cherokees and things like that, we're probably going to lay in about 1 to 2% depreciation above what we would expect it anyway.
Well, thank you both, NADA Chief Economist Paul Taylor and NADA Used Car Guide Executive Analyst Jonathan Banks. Thank you very much.